morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. My name is Urifile Dlamini and I'm a developing day trader. I am documenting my journey to being a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure day trader. And if you guys love this type of content, please make sure that you like and subscribe so you can follow along with my journey. So right now I have just attended the live trader webinar with Coach Ibi. I'm part of the Falcon membership, right? If you guys want to join the Falcon mentorship, click the link in the description below. Use code ORI10 to get a 10% discount. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys are not gonna regret it. So many people have joined because of me and they don't regret it. Matter of fact, they think that I'm downplaying it, and I'm really trying my best to show you guys the value of the mentorship. But I would also just recommend you guys get mentorship in general. It doesn't have to be Falcon FX. Falcon FX is what I recommend, but I realized that mentorship really makes the journey enjoyable. It really makes the journey enjoyable, and it really makes mistakes it really makes mistakes enjoyable, making mistakes enjoyable. I actually look forward to making mistakes right now. I actually look forward to taking trades that might be bad, right? That I think are good, that might be bad, because I know that I don't have to go through a lot of trial and error in order to figure out my mistakes, because somebody can just tell me, hey, don't do that, it doesn't work long term. And I'm not gonna lie to you, the value of that is so big, valuable. I don't know what word to use, but yeah, the value is so great. That's the right word. The value is so great. And so I recommend you guys to join the Falcon membership. And right now on the live trader, I'm not gonna lie to you, the Coach Ibi, literally just answered every single question I have ever had about the strategy. Not every single question, but majority of the things that I struggled with. And I didn't even ask a question. So this tells me that this is what most traders are struggling with, right? And I am not alone in these type of struggles. And they probably have gotten these questions so many times that he just decided to answer them in so much detail. It's insane, right? So I've just joined the morning webinar, and later on I'm going to join the performance webinar. So we have 2 webinars in a day. That is kind of crazy. But bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, the amount of improvement that comes after that is insane. And then we also have 2 webinars tomorrow, right? But I'm not gonna attend the later one because I'll be going to church, but I'm gonna attend the morning webinar. So just imagine so much guidance, guys. Webinar after webinar, they're answering your questions, they're showing you guys the mistakes, they're guiding you every single. I don't know what you guys think mentorship is, but this is mentorship for me, and it really makes my journey so much enjoyable, right? And yeah, let's just get into the day, guys, so I can show you what I'm looking for in the market. Okay, guys, please don't mind the lights below, right? I don't know where the remote is, but I did buy these lights for content, so I am going to use them for content, right? So I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at for today. I was looking at GBP CAD. Price is invalidating this trade over here. I didn't enter this trade, it was a forecast, guys. I know you guys, but people in the Falcon community did enter this trade somewhere here. I was looking for a 15-minute entry, right? Because I decided to remove 5-minute entries from my plan. For now, they just really overcomplicating the process for me. What I'm seeing right now is this. It's not the best, but if price can actually just give me that, then come back, give us something like a 1 hour, then that is still a good trade. Yeah, that is still a very good trade, right? If price does that, this will take Boma later on in the day, so I don't have to look at that. I'll look at that later on in the day. So you're taking that off of watch. Looking at silver, I have 2 options of silver. Price either gives me the V-shape insurance entry, which I will take on the 15-minute. It'll look so good on the 15-minute. If not, just like that other pair that I showed you, if I don't get this, then I will just look for that, right? Where price comes back, and then you take the risk entry here, and then price goes from there, right? So that's what I'm looking at for silver. And then USD CAD, I'm looking for price to come back here, give us the insurance entry. Then, the reason why I wouldn't take a risk entry on this 3 touch, if you guys can see, I'm only looking for these setups, right? This is a V-shaped insurance entry, right? Or I am looking for a 3-touch insurance entry. I mean 3-touch entry, right? This is a 3-touch. You can see it as 1, 2, 3 touches, right? The reason why I am looking for the 3-touch entry, insurance entry over here, instead of the risk entry, is that if you can see on the overall larger time frame, first of all, I am looking for longs in a overall bearish run. You can see that we came from here and it's like an overall bearish run, right? The reason why I'm looking for longs is that we are within this bullish run, and price can continue this bullish run up until that point over here, because price is literally just looking like it continues this bullish run, right? Another thing is that we are literally, the structure is on this high, or the high is on the structure. Yes, so we can't, yeah. And then I'm looking for the insurance entry here, basically. I hope you guys actually understand what I'm saying, but you guys probably won't. But then I'm gonna look for the structure flip to go short if all else fails, and that is what I'm looking at for today. So guys, I just set my alerts and I'm waiting for them to get hit, and in the meantime you do nothing, you wait. That is part of trading, right? So I didn't really give myself a lot of work to do, right, in terms of Falcon content, mainly because I already attended a webinar in the morning, a very, very valuable webinar in the morning, and I have another webinar coming on later on in the day. So I don't really want to watch content because it's going to be too much information overload for the day, whereas I could just take it one step at a time. I feel like that's what works for me and my brain, So what I'm going to do right now is that I am going to clean up my room. I didn't plan to clean up my room, but I think it's good for me to clean up my room because it is a mess. I'm even shooting with angles so that you guys don't see how untidy my room is. I am not that person, so I am going to clean the room up. I'm not even going to show you guys me cleaning my room, right, because of how much of a mess it is. So I'm going to do that, and then after that I'm going to go to the gym, do some legs, and that will be the end of the day, right? But I'm going to end this video tomorrow. I have a reason why I am going to post this tomorrow. I have a reason why I'm going to post this tomorrow. So I'm going to post this tomorrow. Anyways, yeah. Okay guys, I'm at the mall right now. I'm just gonna buy some bread, then I'm gonna head to the gym. Today is leg day. Yeah, today is leg day, but I don't mind leg day. I don't know why people have a love-hate relationship and like a hate relationship with leg day. I really enjoy leg day. It's challenging, but like, bro, I don't run away from challenges, right? I'm not that type of person. But right now I'm gonna go there. And by the way guys, as I'm doing my day-to-day, I am looking at the markets through my phone. Right now I'm going to the gym. I know that there is no position that will form before any alert hits, so no alert has hit so far. USD CAD invalidated the whole thing, so I'm looking for something else on USD CAD. So I want to see if that's gonna form. If that doesn't form, then yeah. But right now I'm just waiting for alerts to get hit. If no alerts get hit, that means there are no trades taken today, and that is part of trading. That is really part of trading. I'm not gonna trade for entertainment. I'm going to trade because there's a setup there, because I'm not trying to be an entertainer more than I am trying to be a trader, because there's no money in entertaining people with trading content. End up scamming people. So we don't want to do that. We want to be real traders for you guys. I don't even know why I said that. You see, now I'm making myself sound skeptical. No guys, I'm not. Guys, I am a trader. I'm gonna trade. I'm never gonna scam. For those who know me and who've been watching my channel, they know Gucci, I don't have it in me to scam people. So let me go into the mall. Yeah, Ish, you see now, Ish, you guys now, Ish. No, guys, I'm not. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Okay, so guys, let's go through the market real quick. As you can see, there are no trades. I was looking for the insurance entry on the silver. I'm still looking for it. This doesn't invalidate the trade. I don't like how this is, but if it comes back and gives us that, then that is definitely something worth taking. NZD-USD, we were either looking for the short or the long. If it breaks above there, price literally just went without us. I was looking for at least for price to give me an entry. No entry and price is gone. If I pivot, let's see what happens. If I pivot, price still has to come up here and give us the longs, and then yeah, GBP CAD, we were looking for longs over here. Price literally consolidated, didn't give us anything clean. Right, USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD, I was looking for shorts, no entry. You can see price just came back to retest. Nothing really that major, if I'm being honest, and there's no structure over here. Looking at Euro USD, I was looking for the shorts, but the delivery was not the best, if I'm being honest, so I wouldn't take anything from there. And there's no entry, by the way. GBP USD, same thing. Would I be looking for longs here? It depends on what the DXY is doing. Okay, the DXY could come back lower still, because this is like a scoop type nature. If I look like that, yeah, this is like a scoop type nature. So with the DXY, one of two things can happen, right? We can either have that, right, or the V shape somewhere there. If not that, then we can either have this, give us that to go lower. So I'm looking for both of those scenarios, and they'll determine how I'll trade the dollar cross pairs. These are the pairs that I was not looking at today, and literally no entry. Well, no, would never take that. I think people took this, I'm not sure. No, but I would never take that. NZD CAD looks kind of clean, but nah, still wouldn't take that. And then GBP JPY, yeah, so I did well by not looking at these pairs. Maybe something here, but no, it still looks very unclean. So I was just looking at silver mostly and USD CAD. And as you can see, guys, there were no trades today. And we don't trade if there's no trade. Point blank period. So I just finished attending the webinar, and I'm going to do my daily logs. That's actually something that we learned about. I realized that I was doing my daily logs wrong. Not necessarily wrong, but not detailed enough. So I'm going to wait for the recording of the webinar to be out. Then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to rewatch that section of the webinar so that I can actually go back to the drawing board in regards to my daily logs. If you guys don't know what daily logs are, I'll show you guys in the next clip. But right now, as you guys can see, I have dishes to do. But before that, I am going to eat. Then after eating, I am going to wash the dishes, go forecast, and show you guys my daily logs. But this is the end of today. No trades for the day. I hope there's a trade tomorrow. This video is going to seep in tomorrow, so you guys are going to actually see 2 days in the life of a forex trader, a developing forex trader. Well, I'm still a forex trader. Should I say forex trader? Guys, I don't know, I'm talking too much. I'm very excited. That webinar was actually very cool. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Okay, guys, so my daily log is basically where I ask myself these 4 questions. What did I do well today? What can I improve on from today? What will I do to improve from today? And how do I feel that a trade did not form today? This is something that you can do also in your own trading, regardless of what strategy you trade. This is something that you can do, right? And I am going to refine this and improve my daily logs from here on. I will share that with you guys, but this is just the basic thing that I've been doing from the beginning of this year. Just the easy thing to be consistent with, but now it's time for me to upgrade from here and be a better daily logger so that I can be a better trader. Sharp, sharp. that was the live trader webinar with Mark. It was a bonus session, beautiful session. I'm not gonna lie to you, beautiful session, guys. The Falcon community is just amazing, and I know I praise them so much, but guys, you guys don't understand, but it's cool. Anyways, I just did that right now. That was a half an hour ago, 1.5 hours ago, if I'm being honest. And right now what I have to do is that I'm going to prepare for church later on in the day, and I'm going to go through my challenge trades, right? I want to see what I've been doing wrong based off of the new experience that I've learned. I'm waiting on Euro Kiwi. It's going to take about 2 hours to form, and I'm also waiting on Euro USD and USD CAD. But let me actually show you guys what I'm looking for in the markets today, right? Nothing much has happened so far. Yeah. Okay, let's look at what we are looking for today. So USD CAD, it is a bit of a double situation, right? If I'm being honest. But the longs, I wouldn't look for the longs today. Would I take this long? Let's see, because longs are forming right now, but they're not even the best quality of longs. You see, that wouldn't be a best structure. So what I'd be looking for on USD CAD, if I were to take the longs, would be something like this, right? Which would form next week and not this week. But primarily I'm looking for shorts. I'm looking for price to just break below, give me something like that. Then why? Because we are still in an overall V shape. We've just taken out the volume over here, right? We do have highs above there, but we've just taken out the volume over here. And if you look at the DXY positioning, the DXY is also positioned in a way that we could actually go short from here unless we create a bunch of volume, right? And this has to be a lot of volume. Like this has to be like 4 hours of price action that I can clearly see, you know. I think even daily, bro, because this looks more like a daily structure if you see it, right? Like this has to be like maybe 2 days, 3 days, I don't know, of price just not committing. That's when I could maybe be like, okay, price is likely to go higher. But right now I'm just looking at shorts. I'm not gonna lie to you. Unless price just spring boards to the upside, then there's nothing I can do about that. Euro USD, I'm looking for the opposite of DXY, right? I'm basically looking for price to come back in, right? Break above that high and give us this small entry over there. So I'm gonna be waiting on that. And then Euro NZD, I'm also looking for the same thing. Price has created this M style. Let me remove the alert from here. So price has created this M style. It took all of this volume now that we've just built over here. The reason why we wouldn't expect price to come back here is that we already tagged those highs above, right? So if price comes back below all of this, gives us an entry like that on the 15-minute, then you most definitely know that I am taking this, right? Even if it's somewhere above there, I'm taking that to the lows, unless price also wants to like develop something to go lower, to go higher, then yeah. But that's all I'm looking for. Nothing really pressing on watch. This is on soft watch, and you see price has already invalidated that. Not really, if I'm being honest. So what I could look for is the V-shape insurance entry from there. I'm gonna set an alert here, right? So what I'm gonna be looking for is either this, right? I know I didn't draw it the best. Either that to tap into that to come lower, right? The 1, 2, 3 like that, or for price to give us the V-shape insurance entry from here, right? I spoke about these setups yesterday, the V-shape insurance entry from here, and then I'll take the shorts. So that is also looking good. I'm just gonna wait for the alert to get hit. You know, guys, there was a point in time during my journey where I used to doubt whether all of this is God's will for my life, mainly because things were really hard. Even now, things are a bit hard, but I am better at handling things than I was in the past, right? I'm more of an optimistic person than I was in the past, right? But I used to always ask myself, is this God's will for my life? Is this ever going to happen for me? You know, why are my things going so slow? Why is my YouTube channel growing so slow? Why is it taking me so long to be profitable? And I used to look at other people and be like, yo, man, as much as I'm not a jealous person, but I was like, why is God not doing this for me? You know, Like, why am I working so hard? And why do I feel like I have to work harder to achieve the same things that other people did? And I just want to read a few verses for you guys, both from the book of Galatians chapter 6, right? So the first verse is Galatians chapter 6, verse 4. Pay attention to your own work, for then you will get the satisfaction of a job well done, and you will not need to compare yourself to anyone else, right? So what I was doing is that I was paying attention to other people's results and not paying attention to my own work, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, once I started paying attention to my own work and what I'm doing, it satisfies me more because I see my efforts and I see that I'm trying and I see that I am doing everything that is in my control, and that makes me proud, And then another thing is, let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. I love those words, if we don't give up. Now, I heard a pastor on YouTube say that God wants to bless us, God wants to bless you, but He will only bless you if you are blessable. And one of the ways to be blessable is for you to be persistent. It's for you to be able to handle the toughness that comes into achieving God's will for your life. And most people give up halfway through. Most people don't even have the courage to pursue God's will for their life. That is why majority of people are not living God's will for their lives. So we need to be persistent, guys, because if you are not persistent, God's plan for your life will not be enough for you if you are a quitter. So you need to continue being persistent despite the fact that things are hard. Just because it's hard, guys, it does not mean that it's not God's will. Now, one thing that I've learned from my journey is that if you told 18-year-old me that I would still be locked in and be more motivated than ever 4 years later, even after things are not working out, even when things are not working out, like 4 years later, 4 years of things just not working out, 4 years of persisting, every single day waking up, being discouraged, waking up, feeling like nothing is gonna work, and I'm still pushing, and my productivity is increasing despite the fact that everything is looking left. If you told 18-year-old me that I could do that, I wouldn't believe that. But look at me right now. I'm persistent. I'm a persistent person. And when I stop looking at other people and looking at their achievements and look at the fruits that are growing within me and looking at the persistence that is growing within me, that makes me proud, right? I can say that I'm a persistent person. I can say that about myself. And I can say that I can handle more than what the average person does. So just remember that God is more interested in who you become more than the success you get, right? More than the success you get. Anyways, I'm praying for your guys' success. I just wanted to show you guys how God's word can actually inspire you guys. God's word can actually keep you guys going. I read this every single day and it keeps me going. It keeps me locked in. And I promise you guys, if you lock in on this, you are going to be the best version of yourself. I'm praying for you guys' success, and I'm ending the video over here. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.